Football Talk 254. Subscribe pale. Presented by Highness the Red. Niko hapa out of my busy schedule bana, si doze. Nina doze too late, naamka too early. Getting the content just for you, for the fans only, man. Yo. Karibu ndani ya Football Talk 254. Yeah. Nation Leagues ziliisha bana. Sijui kama uliona Nation Leagues. Countries zilicheza, of course, tuko international break. Tumemiss futa sana. Tumemiss futa IPL, man, for the fans. Najua vile tumekuwa tukiboyaka. Lakini tutalipwa. Finally our patience will be repaid. Hii weekend tunaanza na derby. North London derby akina Arsenal kule. Derby Manchester City and United, of course, the biggest game weekend. Yeah, so Nation Leagues. What is interesting? What was interesting about the Nation Leagues? Ulikuwa unafaa kuangalia Nation League kama wewe ni fan wa IPL, ndio uone maplayer wako venye wanaendelea kwa country zao. You see their form. You see if they carry the same form, the same good form, about the same bad form into their countries. And in one particular person, one particular player bana wa timu yangu Manchester, Harry Maguire. Hii wiki Maguire has been trolled. Kani ku record actually video, Maguire would have given me like 100 contents this week bar. Niliwambia mimi spendi kurant. But I had to do this after all the criticism, after all that happened in the Euros, after all I saw, man. First of all, this particular player. Let's talk about this particular player, Maguire. Gareth Southgate tamuongelea baadaye. I'll talk about Southgate, but let me start with Harry Maguire. So Harry Maguire is United captain. He's Manchester United's captain. He has been underperforming. Erik ten Hag mazee alimweka nje ya squad. He's not performing for Manchester United. Why? Kwa nini Southgate anampatia? Kwa nini Southgate anamweka kwa squad? Let me tell you why. It's because of the Euros 2020. It's because of his last performance. It's because of the Euro semi-final and the World Cup semi-final, maze. These players are not being put into the squad by form. Ni favoritism, man. Maguire, I'm sorry, I don't know. Sijui nilisikia watu wakisema sijui ni familia ya Queen. I'm not sure about that. But he's clearly been favored. He has been favored by Southgate. He was favored by Oli. Of course, he was favored by Ragnick. Na Ten Hag amekuja akaonyesha he's a good coach. He's a coach who plays players on form. So Maguire is not on form. Akakuwa called up kwa squad ya England. This is what he said. Umse ako na ego sana. He doesn't take criticism well. He doesn't take criticism. He doesn't try to change. He doesn't try to make himself better. He does not do anything to help himself. Umse aliuza bana. The last game you saw what he did. Hii game walicheza na Germany. You saw the 2 mistakes that led to 2 goals. Yeah. Umse is finished bana. And it is very sad to say that as a United fan, because nahitaji Umse. It is not yet the transfer season. So we still have Maguire for the rest of the season. He has to play well. We have to wish him to play well, but he's not doing anything to favor himself. Alisema even if he doesn't get called up in the club, even if he doesn't start in the first 11, he's still the captain. In his illusion, he's still the captain. When he comes on, anapoa captain's armband. But really, saizi sioni kaya ni captain. He said hata asipoitwa kwa squad, he still will be called up for England, even if he doesn't play for the club. Egos. Bado angali fault ni kwake, angali makosa ni kwake. Alikuwa anaongelea about communication with De Gea. He said De Gea and Martinez wanaongea Spanish. He had communication problems with David De Gea. Bro, you're the leader. When you're leader kwa your defense, De Gea amefanya press conference na kizungu bara. De Gea knows English. So umse akona excuses zenye zina sound so weak mentality. I call it weak mentality in football. Unakumbuka kina Ferdinand, the players of the 80s, but they were hardcore. They have been pampered so much. Social media footballers, man. Alienda Instagram ku apologize. on his two mistakes clearly, when everybody clearly knew mse hakuwa anafaa kuchaguliwa. He doesn't play for Manchester United in the starting 11. He should not have been called up. At least he should not have been in the starting 11. Tomori alishinda Serie A. Tomori has not been called up in the squad. Why? Sancho, why? Gareth Southgate, nitakuja kwa hiyo makosa yako ya squad baadaye. But for now, Harry Maguire, what to say? Unfortunately, there's a lot of negative things to say other than the positives, man. Kuna positives, yes, of course. Anacheza, he plays well. My problem with Harry Maguire is he's not such a bad player, but he makes such silly mistakes that make him an average player. He's not an 80 million pound player. To me, Maguire is a 40 million pound centre back, honestly. And he's a championship player. Like he's a kama si championship team, a mid-table team, but not a top 6 team. Maguire is under pressure. Maguire cannot play a high line. Maguire cannot handle pace. Uliona venye alifinywa na Italy, Germany. So I don't think Maguire in the squad. For sure, England will go anywhere on the World Cup matter. England have already been relegated to League B. So I don't know. For now, Southgate, I don't know why Southgate has decided to pull Maguire through this. Because for sure, Maguire, of course, anapenda kuchezea country yake more than anapenda kuchezea Manchester. He wouldn't want to be left out. But Southgate, it's your own fault, bana. Maguire akona injury. He played through injury. Harry Kane said Umse alicheza na injury for 10 minutes. He was playing with one leg in that Germany game. He still played. Sasa, as a Manchester fan, I don't know. He still will not play much anyway. Lakini we need him for those championship games. We need him for those not so big concern games za Ten Hag. Zile game tu hivi man. Europa, FA hapa. Zile games si kubwa sana pia Premier League. But Premier League we need all the points. Premier League ndio muhimu sana kwangu mazee. Europa pia iko sawa because it qualifies us for the Champions League because tukose top 4. But Premier League, man, we also need Maguire juu Varane na Martinez pale wakapata injury. Tuko na nani Lindelof pale na Tuanzebe. Come on. So Maguire, man, we need him on form. Mapema. Najua tukirudi tena bado atamweka nje ya squad. But I know atakuwa amepata resting time. By the time World Cup inakama, I don't know, this guy, Southgate bana, utafanya nini? Utaanza na Maguire? I dare you to. So that is said. Acha tuone kama kuna kitu bebaki we can really touch on that. So generally England's form has been poor. It has been really poor. And my favorite to win the World Cup, by there, I'll tell you in the next video, right? So Maguire, fortunately for him, and unfortunately too, because mtu anafaa tolewe makosa. If you have friends wenye wana criticize you're not so good behavior, hawa criticize you're not so good behavior, marafiki wezi kuambia ukweli bana. Kama uchezi game poa. If you're out of form, you're out of form. So many players and ex-players wamekuja to Maguire's defense. Rio Ferdinand defend, saying he's a good player. Oh, he has done a lot for England. Luke Shaw nitaelewa because he's a fellow teammate. Here nitaelewa. But Luke Shaw, I'll talk about Luke Shaw in the next video. He took criticism well. At least he alisema he deserved to be on the bench. Ten Hag deserved kumweka on the bench because he was not performing. Malacia came, he performed. Ten Hag rule coach anakuweka kwa squad if you're only performing maze. So Luke Shaw also defended him. Obviously Southgate, he said you have to defend your best players. Honestly, I don't see how Maguire is better in any way. Maguire, I don't rate Maguire in any way. He's not such a bad player, but those mistakes make you not so much even an average player. You finish to me, Maguire, bro. Get your game on. To me, the advice nezampea tu ni he drops the Manchester United's captain armband and focuses on his own game for his country and club. sana for his country, because the World Cup is just coming around the corner, November, and he has to be in the squad. Gareth that amemrate sana, and he says he cannot do without him unless it's untenable. Let's hope it not be untenable, right? Football Talk 254. Catch you on the next one.